Welcome to Kitchen Table Talk. This is Dan with Kitchen Table Talk, where we have serious conversations at the kitchen table. Welcome to Daz. If you're up late at night, we need to talk. Okay, now there's only one thing I really want to talk about. Actually, there's two things I really want to talk about. One is Kanye West. There's actually four things I want to talk about tonight. One is Kanye West. One is that thing in the White House. Number three is COVID-19. And number four, that thing's Gestapo. And what I'm telling you now is that the person that's occupying the White House has his own Gestapo, has his own secret police. And his secret police is what the Russians have. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is Kanye West. Kanye West was at a presidential rally in South Carolina. He wants to run for president. He announced that he's running for president. He did the paperwork to say he wanted to run for president. He filled out the FEC papers for him to run for president. And his first presidential stop was at South Carolina. That was his first presidential rally, was in South Carolina. And this is what happened. I need you guys to pay attention. I need you guys to look because Kanye West needs help. I'm not going to say anything more. He needs help. And I need Kim Kardashian to come get her man. He's out in public and he's making statements. She needs to come get her man. She needs to come get her man, and she needs to get her man now.
I was too busy. We love you, Kanye. When they said to me, you can't tell them about the story, we're gonna lose your job, Tina. They made me put a casket over my daughter. They made me put this deal over my daughter. They would have run, they're gonna run this, they're gonna try to tell you that I'm crazy, the world's crazy. I love my God.
Okay, number one, his daughter is of age. So she's probably listening to this. His daughter understands what's going on, so she's probably listening to this. Kanye West needs to stop talking. Kanye West needs to go sit down somewhere. Kanye West needs to stop being in the public eye because he has a problem. He has a serious problem. Kanye West needs to stop talking. Kanye West needs to go sit down somewhere. Kim Kardashian needs to come get her man because he is a train wreck waiting to happen. He's running for president, y'all. This is what we are putting up for presidents. We already have a reality show star. We're putting up a man that is clearly has mental issues. I'm not a doctor. I don't need to be a doctor to know that Kanye West clearly has mental issues. Kanye West needs to stop talking. Kanye West needs to sit down. Let's continue on with this train wreck in South Carolina.
even move when Harriet Tubman. Well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leave it
No,
right.
I'm just like, what? I'm just like, what? I can't with Kanye. Kanye West's not a genius. I can't with him. He needs to stop talking. This is what he said about Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman went back and freed 700 slaves. A woman, 5'7". She went and she freed 700 slaves. And for Kanye West to just disrespect her like that. No, this is a presidential rally. This is Kanye West running for president. This is Kanye West telling black folks that he wants to represent us in the White House. One more little mention of his little train wreck in South Carolina.
Oh my God! Stephen moved when Harriet Tubman. Well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all.
Dude, seriously? I need Kanye West to be quiet. Seriously. I need Kanye West to be quiet. He's talking too much. He's talking in public. Either he needs to take his meds or he needs to get out of the entertainment industry. That's the two things Kanye West needs to do. He needs to start taking his meds, and he needs to get out of the entertainment industry because Kanye West is on a train wreck that's waiting to happen. I need Kim Kardashian to come get her man. That's what I need her to do. This is the person who went back in the South and freed 700 people out of slavery, out of bondage. This person did that. But Kanye West was, well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slave. She just made them work for she just had them work for other white people. Yeah, they were working for other white people, but they were working for other white people that they were getting paid for working for other white people. See, they were in bondage. They were enslaved. They were in slavery. Harriet Tubman went to go get them out of slavery and have them work for other white people. But Kanye West dismisses that. Kim Kardashian needs to come get her man. Kim Kardashian needs to put a muzzle on him. Kim Kardashian needs to commit him. He needs professional help. He doesn't need to be a celebrity. He doesn't need to be a rapper. He doesn't need to be out there in public. He doesn't need to be out there in public and speaking in public. Speaking in public. This is a presidential rally in South Carolina. A presidential rally in South Carolina. And this is what's trying to represent us. Represent us in the White House. We already got a crazy man in there. We don't need another one. Now, Kanye West's daughter is of age. Kanye West's daughter is of age where she can understand what's going on. Kanye West just admitted that he wanted Kim Kardashian to have an abortion. His daughter is understanding this. His daughter is looking at this. His daughter knows what's going on. And he says, well, my father did this to me. So why, in God's name, would you want to say that about your daughter, that you actually wanted her to be aborted? See, words are powerful. Words are powerful. Even when it's coming from your parents, words are powerful. When you hear a parent tell you or say to the world, because Kanye, even though there were no video cameras there from news outlet, Kanye knew this was going to get out there. Kanye knew that this was going to be in the public. Kanye knew this was going to be in the public eye, but he didn't care because Kanye West is selfish. He doesn't care about Kim Kardashian. He doesn't care about his family, and he damn sure don't care about his daughter. Any man, any parent who would say out loud that he did not want you, or she did not want you, or I could have had you aborted. Any person who would say that to their child does not love them. And I'm just going to say it. That's just as plain as I'm going to say it. And that's just as simple as I'm going to say it. They don't. Kanye West needs help. Kanye West needs professional help. And that's all I'm going to say about Kanye West. Now, the next little tidbit item I want to talk about is the new coronavirus stimulus. Now they have a coronavirus. They had a corona stimulus 1, 2, and 3.5. So they're coming out with a new coronavirus stimulus, and they're trying to work it out right now. So what they're looking at, because at the end of this month, the $600 is going to be erased. You will no longer, if you're getting unemployment, you will no longer get the $600 bump up because Congress, the Senate thinks that, okay, we're giving you this extra $600 so you won't have initiative to work, which you're making more if you're on unemployment than you are working, because some people are making $12, $13 a week. And they make more than that on unemployment. They make more than that they make more on unemployment than they do working. I get it. I understand it. But right now there's a national pandemic going on. There's a pandemic going on. People are catching a virus. People are dying. This is not a hoax. This is not like a political jargon. This is not political. People are dying. And I get it. You guys want to go outside. I get it. You guys don't want to wear a mask. I get it. But if you don't want to wear a mask, you're being selfish. Because what the masks are for is not for me protecting you, it's for you protecting me. And if you have a mask, you're protecting the other people. If I have a mask, I'm protecting you. This is not rocket science, people. This is not rocket science. This is clear as the nose of your face. But a lot of people say, well, I don't want to be a slave. I don't want to be on a plantation. I don't want the government telling me what I can and what I can't do. This is my body, my choice. All these conservative people talking about my body, my choice will turn around and tell a woman, you can't have an abortion. You can't choose what your body is. You don't have a choice. But then you're bitching and complaining about a mask. A mask. Florida, Texas, Arizona, California are rising because people are not wearing masks. But they don't see that. All they see is they want to go out and party. They want to go out with their friends. They want to go do this. They want to go do that. We're asking you to have a mask so you can be able to do that. But nobody wants to do that. They want to go party. They want to go to the bar. They want to go to the club. They want to go drop it like it's hot. We need you to just chill out for a little bit. Just chill out for a little bit. so we can get this coronavirus under control, so we can go out and party. We can go out with our friends. We can go out and drop it like it's hot. We just asking you we just asking you guys to chill out for a little bit so you can go and drop it like it's hot. Now, people are not wearing masks because they are saying that the government does not have the right to tell me what to do. The government does not have control over my body. But then turn around and say a woman can't have an abortion. That makes no sense to me. But hey, that makes no sense to me. That you're bitching about wearing a mask, but then you turn around and say a woman can't have an abortion. That boggles my mind. I'm just like, okay. So I got into a little tiff with the Trump supporters in Manhattan because they have a Black Lives Matter and they got Black Lives Matter in front of Trump Tower. And this woman was like, blah, 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 blah. And for some reason, they keep on saying that Democrats need to get off that plantation, mainly blacks. Blacks need to get off that plantation. They don't say liberals. They don't say Democrats. They say blacks need to get off that plantation. And I simply asked this person who was a conservative, who was a Republican, I asked him if the Democrats are on that plantation, so you say. And blacks always vote Democrat from the time that they're born. So if Republicans always vote Republican, are they on that same plantation? He was like, no, that's different. Huh? Excuse me? Can you please tell me how that's different? I don't think I said it correctly because evidently he said it was different. So maybe I should have waited a little slower so he could understand because I think he was a little bit slow at the time. Evidently he was slow at the time or he was always slow. So I had to explain it to him again. So this is what I said. I said, if a Democrat always votes Democrat, they're on a Democrat plantation, correct? He said, yes, they are, because they always vote Democrat. Okay, I said, so if a Republican always votes Republican, they're on the plantation too, right? He said, no, it's not an actual plantation. It's a metaphor. I said, okay, a metaphor for what? A blank stare came on his face. Head jerked back, a blank stare came over his face. Head jerked back, and he said, huh? I said, evidently you didn't hear me. Let me say it again. And please, I'm always like, please pay attention. I need you to pay attention. I need us to stick together on this. When I'm going down that road, when I'm going down that train, when I'm going down that track, I need you to ride with me. I need you to pay attention. I need you to understand. Because if I have to say it more than once, then I'm going to talk to you like you're stupid. So I said it again. I said, it's a metaphor for what? You said it. I know it's not an actual plantation. I know that. But you said it was a metaphor. I said a metaphor for what? A blank stare came over his face. And I was like, I see you don't have an answer. Well, the Republicans are this, and this, and the Republicans are this, and this, and the Republicans are this. I said, no. I asked, see, you notice I said ask, not ask. It's a verb, not a question. It's a verb, not a hatchet. So anyway, I asked a simple question. I said, if you are a Democrat and you always vote Democrat, you're on a Democratic plantation. Your answer was, yes, that's true. If a Republican always votes Republican, are they on the Republican plantation? He said, no, that's different. I left it at that, continued on. Then this woman, I don't know who, she had to be like, I'm not going to get insulting. I'm not going to say anything bad, but this woman, She was talking about, well, Trump is the worst president. Trump is the best president. Obama's the worst president we ever had. And I said, so Obama's worse than all the presidents we've had? Yes, he's the worst president we've ever had, including the one who owned slaves. She went, excuse me? I said, you said Obama was the worst president ever. And I just asked you a simple question, including the one who owned slaves. Well, no, I'm not talking about them. He's not worse than them. Oh, then he's not the worst president ever. I don't understand what is this infatuation that people have with Obama. Obama's been out of office for them for 3.5 years. He's been out of office for almost 4 years. I don't understand what the problem is. But he said, well, he never did it. Their main argument for Trump is that black unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. It's 3 point something. It was at 3 point something percent before the coronavirus. Now it's like 14, 16. I get it. We had coronavirus. We had to shut the economy down. I get it. Unemployment's high. I get it. I don't blame Trump for that. I don't blame Trump for the unemployment for coronavirus. I do blame Trump for the actions that he took for the coronavirus. He is the president of the United States. He needs to tell the American people that we got this under control. We're going to handle it. We're going to get a vaccine, and we are going to make sure the American people is kept. Another story for a different time. So their whole thing is, the whole thing about conservatives that black unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. I said, so evidently, when I ask questions, maybe I'm asking in a foreign tongue and they don't understand, or maybe they don't comprehend, or maybe they just don't want to answer the question. I simply said, what was the unemployment when Barack Obama took office? Oh, it was high. Okay. What's the number? Well, it was high. Okay. What's the number? And I asked like 4 or 5 times. There was about 5 people in the group. I went around the group 4 or 5 times. I went around the group. Each person asked the same question. So I asked you a simple question. What was the unemployment rate when Obama got into office? It was high. Okay, I'm gonna not press the issue. But this one woman, she was Latino, and she was new in this country. She was Latino, and she was like, well, she was like, well, right now it's the lowest it's ever been in history. And then she tells me, well, what the number was when Obama came in office, it doesn't matter. Yeah? See, I know I'm bilingual. I'm like, yeah? It doesn't matter. You just told me that Trump has the lowest unemployment rate when it comes to black people in the history of America. Now you don't know. Now you say that the previous number doesn't matter? All right, I get it. I'll play along. So these 2 black women, there's always a black woman in the bunch. If there's a group of conservatives, if there's a group of white conservatives, there's always a black woman in the bunch. I'm not going to call him Uncle Tom. I'm not going to call him a coon. I'm going to say they're misinformed about the information they're getting. And I'm just here to let them know that what the information that they are getting is not correct. I get it. So we had a conversation. There was 3 black people in the conservative side. There were 5 white people in the conservative side. Then there was a Latino. So I was outnumbered, and I was waiting for it to happen because I was going to drop a little knowledge on them. I was going to drop a little knowledge on them. So this is what I did. I was going to drop a little knowledge on them. So there's this misinformation about when black people started voting Democrats. Some people say it never happened. Some people say it did. Some people say it never happened. It never happened. It's called the Dixiecrats never changed parties. Okay. So I'm ready for the fight because I'm about to drop I'm ready to drop some knowledge on them because I'm about to let them have it. They gonna understand this. I'm about to drop some knowledge on them. So this male conservative, he walks over to the group. I'm standing there talking to these two female conservatives, happen to be black. The brother happened to be black. So we had a conversation. There was this one guy that was next to me. He had to be Jamaican or something because he had this cornrows, nice cornrows, great. It was nice cornrows, but he had the great cornrows. So this guy was like, well, the Dixiecrats, they never switched parties because back in the day, I'm gonna give you a little history. Back in the day, black people voted Republican. Now you know that. Come on now. I know you took a history class. You know that. So back in the day, black people voted Republican. The 1960s is when the parties switched. Let me drop a little knowledge on you. The parties switched. The parties switched because of the Civil Rights Act of 1965. The conservative Republicans, there was a conservative Republican and the liberal Republican. There was a conservative Democrats and the liberal Democrats. The conservative Democrats switched over to the conservative Republican. The liberal Republicans switched over to the Democrats. I know it's confusing, and I'll explain it later. So I'm simple man. I want to ask a simple question. So the first question I asked was, why did Strom Thurmond become a Republican? And the guy looked at me. He said, only in history, there's only been two people that's changed over from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. So I said, okay, I'm gonna drop a little knowledge on you. So I asked the question, why does Strom Thurmond, I was very specific, because I'm very specific when I ask my questions, because I don't want you to say, oh, you're trying to play a game, you're trying to get me my tongue's tied, no, I'm very specific when I ask questions. I said, why does Strom Thurmond, racist, a segregationist, why did he go into the Republican Party? He said, yeah, that's the name. I said, why did he change to the Republican Party? And he was like, well, he changed to the Republican Party because, and I went, go ahead. Well, I don't know why. I don't look up history on Strom Thurmond. I'm not interested in Strom Thurmond. So I need to let you know what you don't know, because that's the way I am. I need to let you know what you don't know. So I said Strom Thurmond went to the Republican Party because he says specifically the Democratic Party no longer shares my beliefs. And he was like, all of a sudden when I said that, a glaze came over his eyes, a dumbness come over his face. He looked at me like mouth was on the floor, tongue was out. It's just like he just went,
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same children. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I had to let him know. And I had to let him know quickly. But when you drop it, see, they just throwing out words. They just throwing out things because they heard it on Fox News. They heard it on any conservative website. They heard it on the website. They heard it on the internet. Believe me, people, the internet, the Facebook, the Twitter, if you get your news off of any of those things, you have a serious problem. I'm not judging. I'm not judging, but I'm letting you know if you get your news off of Facebook, if you get your news off of Twitter, you have a problem. I'm not judging, so I'm gonna let you know. So back to this little interaction on Fifth Avenue in New York City. Yes, I was on New York City where they have Dolce and Gabbana and Gucci and all that stuff, La Perla, all that stuff, and I was bougie for a little bit. I was bougie banter for a little bit, but I digress. Different story for a different time. So again, a glaze come over his face, and then he asked me, well, the reason I don't understand what is this. Why do the Republican Party have to make the Democratic Party be so villainous? They have to be so. It's like the Democratic Party is for the man, and I've realized this. The Democratic Party is for the people. The Republican Party is for the businesses and for the corporates and for the Wall Street and for the big banks and all that. And the Democrats are for the people. Because the main reason why I vote Democrat is because I like their policies, and for some reason, the for some reason, Republicans don't seem to understand that. Republicans vote for Republican because they like their policies. Democrat votes Democrat because they like their policies. Evidently, that's not black people on that plantation. They don't look at policies. They're riding that plantation, and I don't understand why. But hey, another story for another time. So we got into a heated argument. By the way, well, I'm talking to all these people. I have a mask on. I have double. I have a mask on and one on top because I don't want no kind of virus. So I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do in their spare time. Because why?
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same children. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for it. I ain't got time for it. Ain't nobody got time for it. So I was wearing a mask. I was doubled up because ain't nobody got time for it. And the woman was like, and she came, uh, uh, the main, okay, black people that are Republicans, and if you get offended by this, I don't care. Black people that are Republicans wants to be with somebody that think like them. They wanted to build friendship because they could be the odd person. They cannot have many friends. They could be ostracized because they're conservatives. They want that camaraderie. They want that, they want people to understand them. They want people to like, they want people to understand them. And I get it. But you can't come for another. You as a black person cannot come for another black person and then expect them to be okay with you when you're saying things that are just downright lies. When you are saying things that just are untruth. When you don't factually understand. When you don't factually look into, read, and understand what you're saying, and you're spouting out things that Fox News put out or any conservative website put out. But we're going to do that for a different time. I would love to actually talk to a conservative, preferably a conservative black guy, because I need to know what he thinks. I need to know why he thinks that way. Because there's a lot of reasons. I look at politics as maybe I'll listen to the Republican side, but maybe there's something that I like at the Republican side that I may possibly, go into. And I look over the Democratic side, and I happen to like the Democratic side more. And it's not like that I'm on this plantation. It's like evidently people don't think black people can actually look at both parties and see what they do and do not like. Now, I knew I wasn't going to, or I was not going to vote for Trump, and I wasn't even going to play the card. There's some people like Candace Owens. Candace Owens, before she was this big old conservative walking through Washington D.C. with her white husband, I may add, and walking into the White House with her white husband, I may add, is walking to the White House because she's just big bad conservative. But Candace Owens, just when she was young enough, she sued her school district because she was discriminated against, and the main organization that helped her get her money was the NAACP, and she don't even like the NAACP now. You see what I'm saying? It's people like that are doing it for money. And hey, I'm all about you getting your coins. I'm all about you getting your coins. But don't come for a black person because you want to get paid. That's what you're not going to do. And if you want to spout some whatchamacallit, there's both parties are not the best, but that's all we got. Unless we're gonna have a third party. And if we're gonna have a third party, then we have something to choose from. But if we have the Republicans and we have the Democrats. What else is out there? Because if you get it independent, the independent has a little of the Republican, a little bit of the Democrats, but they're simply independent. And they really don't stand for anything. They stand for this, they stand for that. They're trying to ride the fence. And I'm like, dude, pick a side. If you're going to run for president, like this thing right here, Kanye West, I don't even consider him a candidate. I wouldn't even lift up my pen to write his name on the ballot. I would never bubble his name in. I would never write his name in. Kanye West is an embarrassment. He needs to stay in the house. He needs to stop talking. And I'm going to continue to say that. Kanye West needs to stop talking. He's an embarrassment. And Kim Kardashian, come get your man. He's talking out loud, and put a muzzle on him. Put a muzzle on here, please. Okay, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. Now about the stimulus. I know I'm going to track, but the main thing I want to talk about is the stimulus. The stimulus bill that's coming up is that they're trying to get rid of the $600 a month. The Republicans want to get rid of the $600 a week. If you get unemployment, they want to get rid of the $600 a week. But then the Democrats want to extend the $600 until January 31st. So they've already passed the bill. The Democrats already passed the bill that includes the $600 and includes another one-time stimulus payment of either $1,200 or $2,000. I've heard two different figures, either $1,200 or $2,000. A one-time payment, another one-time payment of $1,200 and the $600 every week until January 31st, because there are still people that are losing their jobs. There are still people that are filing for unemployment. There are still people that are losing their jobs. I'm in New York City, so the Met Stadium is over there by Work by American Dream. They're going to be open, but they're not going to have an audience. They're not going to have crowds. So therefore, those people that are working over there that usually do the crowds are going to be out of work. They have restaurants that are not fully open. Those people are going to be out of work. The baseball stadiums are going to be out of work. Anything that's inside dealing with theater, baseball, entertainment, anything that's done inside, basketball games, they're going to be no cheering crowds to cheer your team. So that's what's on the menu for. That's what's on the menu for the stimulus coming at the end of the month, because in about a week or two, in about 2 weeks, you guys won't be getting that $600. So get it while you can. You won't be getting that $600. You won't be getting that $800 a week. You won't be giving that $1,200, $1,300 a week. So if anybody is getting $1,300 a week, holla. That's what I'm saying. Holla. So that's what's up with the stimulus. And the Republicans want to add another tax cut for business. It's called a payroll tax cut for businesses. Now, wait a minute. Businesses that got two stimuluses. Then he got 2 loans, 2 grants of anywhere from 5,000 to millions of dollars. There's a couple of people that are making millions. They got that grant. They got that extra money from the government. So they got 2 shots of that, and they want to give them another shot at it. But nobody's going to work because these states don't listen. You're not putting on your mask. You're walking around, spitting in everybody's faces, coughing, hacking, and talking loud. People spit when they talk. And I'm just gonna say it flat out. People spit when they talk. And I don't want your spit in my mouth. Unless we got something going on, but that's a different story. Anyway, I don't want your spit in my mouth. So my 2 things I'm taking off tonight is, number 1, wear your mask. If you don't like it, just wear it anyway. It's protecting you, it's protecting me, it's protecting society. And if you're not up for protecting society, you are a selfish person. Yeah, I said it, and I'll say it again. You are a selfish person if you're not wearing your mask. I don't care if you think you're vulnerable, if you think you're a superhero. I don't care. You need to protect other people because it's protecting you and it's protecting other people. And it's getting us outside because we need to not be cooped up. We need to be outside. So if you would just wear your mask, then this coronavirus will be over with because I'm just let me compose myself. This is not a hoax. People are dying over this. People are getting sick. People are getting in the hospital. People are getting tubes and all this other stuff. So I need you guys. I need someone to put on their mask. And number 2, the stimulus is going to be over at the end of the month, so I don't know what you're going to do. The $600, they're trying to work to get you another $1,200, they're trying to get you another $2,000, but the $600 a week is going to be over by the end of the month. And Kanye West, I'll let him let you know why he needs not be our president. He needs to not run for president.
The world's crazy. I love my dog. Stephen moved. When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
God, and in honor of God.
Wait a minute. Did you hear her? She said we're leaving right now. I'm not even gonna try to justify that. I'm not even gonna try to listen to it. We're gonna leave right now because he's talking out of his ass. He is merely talking out of his ass. And I need Kanye West to stop talking because he's an embarrassment. So this is a little taste of what's on my mind right now because it's 1:15 a.m. on Eastern Standard Time. So I'm just spewing out what's on my mind in the middle of the night. So this is Des with Kitchen Table Talk, where we have serious conversation at the kitchen table.